Hey guys, so I've dedicated this year to making sure that not only is your kayaking experience a very long-term one, but one that actually feels good for you both on and off the water. Whether you are a playboater, a creeker, a river runner, or just, a good old-fashioned beater, kayaking can be very rough on the body. A lot of my clients who do a lot of outdoor sports, what we do when we're not outside playing is we spend a lot of time offsetting the stuff that our sports do for us. So kayaking is a little bit more unique, especially in the sense that it can affect your neck, your shoulders, your knees, your back, your hips, all of your spine, your ankles, pretty much anything can get hurt while kayaking or experience compression. So what I'm trying to do is make a video a month for you guys this year to basically, like I said, help you offset what you're doing on the water or, just in everyday life. So you have a series of joints in your body, major joints. You have your neck, your T-spine, your thoracic spine, your hips, your back, and all of them are either supposed to be stable or mobile, and they alternate. So neck is stable, T-spine mobile, shoulders stable, wrists mobile, low back stable, hips mobile, knees stable, ankles mobile. So I'm going to basically help you kind of work through those this year, like I said, to offset kayaking stuff. The first one we're going to start with is actually your neck. Believe it or not, your neck gets a lot more compression and a lot more damage than you think when you kayak. Between carrying your kayak, if you flip over and hit your head, when you're kayaking, if you hit a rock too hard, like I have had quite a few little bangs on the head over the years. So a lot of times what happens is your spine gets that compression and that energy can't go anywhere, so your discs move or they get impinged or something like that. So we're gonna help to offset that. What are some signs that you probably have an unstable neck? You can get headaches, you can have neck pain, your traps can be really, really tight. However, to me, the worst two things that happen whenever you have neck pain is actually biceps tendonitis, where you get this really painful, it feels like a rope essentially in the front of your arm. It's your biceps tendon. It locks up essentially. The other thing is when your fingers start to go numb. So if these fingers go numb, you have what's called an ulnar nerve impingement. If these fingers go numb, you have what's called a radial nerve impingement. All of those nerves come from your neck. So these are all signs and symptoms of neck compression or neck instability. The hardest to get rid of is that tingling, but definitely that biceps tendonitis. Often whenever we get that, we think that it's either wrist or elbow or the shoulder itself, but it all comes from the neck. So I'm just gonna give you a few things that you can do and start to work on should this happen to you. So I always like to start with using a little bit of mobility first, making sure we're getting some stuff stretched out. Even if your neck is not stable, it doesn't mean you don't have tight muscles. So what I like to start with, my favorite stretch for the neck is actually an upper trap stretch. So you take your hand behind you to your low back, or you can sit on it. Take your head in the opposite direction. Free hand gives just a little pressure. Don't crank on it, but just a little bit of pressure. You can hold it for anywhere from 10 seconds to 30 seconds. And my favorite thing is I like to release the hand, turn the chin down to look at your hip, and then give it another tug. And that helps to get the upper trap working into the mid trap. But it's this very tight spot, and you'll feel it in your neck that it's like right where you rest your boat. It sucks. So again, switching, you can do this as many times as you want throughout the day, so long as you're not aggressive, like I said, with the pulling on the neck. And again, just releasing, looking down towards your hip. Okay, so one of the best ways to see how, or like if your neck is not stable or how unstable it is actually a chin tuck hold. So you come onto your back, knees are bent so back is flat, tuck your chin flat on the mat. What you're gonna do is you're gonna lift that head up anywhere from a count of 10 to 20. And it's okay at first, and then once it starts to get hard, it gets really, really, really hard. So if you start to shake sooner, in that 10 to 20 seconds, then you definitely need to do these exercises. If you start to shake later, then just, do some for maintenance, but you're probably in the clear. So this is a good one to do 10 times for 10 seconds and then working your way up 10 times for 20. The next thing that I like to do starts to get into our strengthening. You start with just body weight, and then you can add like a resistance band or your paddle or some light weights, just to make it a little more challenging. But you're actually gonna lay on your stomach. Arms are out about 45 degrees like Superman. Chin tucks again. You're gonna lift up, pulling your elbows towards your hips, lift them out, and then back down. So you're coming up, pulling, out, and down. Once that gets easy, because again, by the end it can be a lot, you can take your band, give it some tension, coming up, pulling down, and then coming back. Chin tucks would be the next. All you need, again, is just a cool little band. What I like to do is make sure you have something that can support your arms, like a wall or just some sort of structure. What you're gonna do is wrap the band around your head, choke up a little bit, take your forearms on the wall, tuck the chin back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And again, tuck the chin, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. You'll want to do about 10 to 20 of those. 10 at first, working your way up to 20, or keeping it at 10 and working your way up to 10 to 20 seconds. The next one, the next two you want an anchor point for. So the first one is actually going to be rainbows, and I'm going to wrap it around right here. For the rainbows, you want your arms in line with your hips, maybe just a little bit forward from them. You don't want too much tension on the hands. What you're gonna do, split stance, tuck the chin, preferably palms forward. You're gonna take the arms up and then take them back down. But you wanna keep your hands in line the entire time, so adjust your body if you need to in order to keep it where it needs to go. The other thing to do is make sure you're not shrugging your shoulders. Start with a light to medium band, because that exercise is a lot more difficult than you'd think it is, especially once you get to like rep 10 or 12. The next one is a V, the final one. It's a V. It's basically going to help support below the shoulder blades, okay? So you can use that same anchor point. You can even set it higher if you want. Palms are forward again. Split stance to keep the back nice and flat and supported. We're going to pull back, squeezing the base of the shoulder blades together for 3, 2, 1, and relax. You're going to pull for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax, just like that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The reason why we're holding a lot of these is because we're trying to create endurance, and endurance will help stability. So give those a whirl. You can do those a couple times a week. Definitely good to keep in your arsenal for when you start to have neck issues, especially that shoulder stuff or a little bit of numbness in the hands, all right? If there's anything specific you have questions on, like my knee hurts when I do this or whatever, please send those to me, because as I make these videos, I want to be able to address those for you, because chances are you're not the only one that has that issue. So just let me know. That's what I'm here for. I want to help.